As Toyota, the once undisputed king of reliability, lost its crown. For decades, Toyota was a name you could trust without a second thought. A brand that built its legacy on reliability, simplicity, and engineering excellence. But lately, a troubling pattern has emerged. Complaints about quality, models facing recalls. Even die-hard fans are starting to wonder, has Toyota lost its way? Today we're taking a closer look at Toyota, its legendary rise, the cracks that have started to show, and what it all means for the future. Is this really a fall from grace, or just growing pains as Toyota tries to adapt to a new era? Let's explore where it all went wrong and what's still going right. Okay, to understand Toyota's current struggles, we have to rewind to its golden era, the late 80s through the early 2000s. Back then, Toyota was practically untouchable in terms of reliability. Cars like the Corolla, Camry, and the iconic Land Cruiser were legendary. Owners would rave about their Toyota's ability to clock 300,000 miles with barely a glance at their repair manual. It certainly wasn't luck, it was a philosophy Toyota focused on keeping things simple. Fewer bells and whistles meant fewer things to break, and this approach paid off big time. According to Consumer Reports, Toyota dominated reliability charts year after year, with models consistently raking at the top for low maintenance and long-term durability. But around the mid-2000s, Toyota's bulletproof reputation began to develop cracks. Increased competition from Honda, Hyundai, and even the big three automakers in the US pushed Toyota into unfamiliar territory. The pressure to innovate quickly while keeping costs low was intense. And let's just say corners were cut. The 2007 Toyota Camry, which was expected to be a flagship model, a shining star, faced major issues with engine oil sludge. Toyota was hit with a few lawsuits, and the problem became a blemish on their track record. The company responded with improved quality controls in the 2010s, but by then the damage had been done. The once bulletproof perception of Toyota had cracks now, and the competition wasn't slowing down. Then came the pandemic. It's no secret it wreaked havoc on the auto industry. Supply chains collapsed, factories shut their doors. Production delays became an everyday nightmare. Even Toyota, the master of meticulous planning, wasn't immune to the chaos. But for Toyota, the challenge wasn't just logistical, it was philosophical. Remember how Toyota's design philosophy was all about simplicity and reliability? Well, post-pandemic, the rules of the game changed. Consumer demands had shifted. People now wanted advanced tech, cutting-edge safety features, and cars that weren't just reliable but also exciting. So to keep up, Toyota had to step out of its comfort zone. They started adding more high-tech features to their cars like massive touchscreens, adaptive cruise control, and lane keeping assist. But the more complex a car gets, the more opportunities there are for things to go wrong. Like the 2022 Toyota Highlander, on paper it was the perfect family SUV. In reality, it became a headache for owners over glitchy touchscreens and parking sensors that just wouldn't cooperate. While these may seem like minor annoyances, they're not what people expect from a reliable brand like Toyota. And don't even get us started on the infamous chip shortage. The company, which had long prided itself on efficient manufacturing, had to make some hard choices. Some features were scrapped entirely, and in some cases, Toyota rolled out cars with reduced functionality just to meet demand. The numbers don't lie. A 2021 study by J.D. Power reported a 20% increase in vehicle defect rates across all brands compared to pre-pandemic levels, with an average of 162 issues per 100 vehicles, up from 93 in 2015. And of course, Toyota wasn't spared. Okay, so if the pandemic shook things up, what came after was even tougher. The years 2022, 2023, and 2024 felt less like recovery and more like Toyota's trial by fire. A big chunk of criticism came from Tundra and Tacoma owners, two pillars of Toyota's truck lineup. The third-generation Tundra, redesigned in 2022, introduced a twin-turbocharged V6 engine as part of Toyota's move away from their tried-and-true naturally aspirated V8s. The shift was bold and aligned with market trends, but it came at a cost: reliability. Soon after the new Tundras hit the road, reports of turbocharger failures began flooding in, some at just 10,000 to 20,000 miles. For truck owners, especially those relying on their vehicles for heavy-duty tasks, this was a deal breaker. Toyota responded by offering repairs and engine replacements, but the damage to its reputation among loyalists was already done. The Tacoma didn't escape the controversy either. Long beloved for its rugged dependability, recent models have been criticized for transmission problems and underpowered engines. For many truck owners, these issues felt like a betrayal of Toyota's legacy. But why did these issues gain so much traction? Part of the answer lies in the truck community itself. Truck buyers are a different breed, passionate, detail-oriented, and notoriously vocal. When something goes wrong, word spreads like wildfire across forums like tundratalk.net and social media platforms. Detailed accounts, photos, and videos flood the internet, amplifying even small problems into major talking points. Alright, let's give Toyota some credit. Yes, they've hit a rough patch, but it's not all doom and gloom. In fact, many of their models continue to dominate their segments and deliver the reliability we've come to expect. Take the Toyota RAV4 for example. It's one of the best-selling SUVs in the world, with over 1.1 million units sold globally in 2022 alone. That's no small feat, guys. Owners consistently praise the RAV4 for its fuel efficiency, practicality, and long-term durability. Even in a fiercely competitive SUV market, the RAV4 holds its ground. Another model, Toyota Camry, despite the influx of crossovers and SUVs, remains a top choice for those who want a sedan that just works. Consumer Reports consistently ranks it as one of the most reliable vehicles, and for good reason. Its perfect blend of comfort, efficiency, and build quality keeps buyers coming back. Toyota hybrids are another shining example of what they're doing right. Remember when the Prius was the butt of every car joke? Well, who's laughing now? It's a hybrid success story, paving the way for models like the RAV4 Hybrid and Highlander Hybrid. These vehicles deliver excellent fuel economy without compromising on practicality. According to Kelley Blue Book, Toyota hybrids boast some of the lowest 5-year cost-to-own figures in the industry. Another often overlooked area where Toyota excels is customer service. While some automakers struggle to provide consistent support, Toyota dealerships are known for their attentiveness and proactive approach. If you've ever dealt with a recall or repair under warranty, you know the difference good customer service makes, and Toyota consistently delivers. Toyota also has the willingness to own up to mistakes. When issues arise, they address them head-on. For example, Toyota took responsibility for frame rust issues in certain older trucks, offering replacements long after warranties had expired. Similarly, their response to the Tundra's turbocharger problems shows they're not afraid to spend money to keep customers happy. So, while Toyota isn't flawless, they're far from falling apart. Their ongoing commitment to improving their products and taking care of their customers shows that the brand still has plenty of fight left. But here's the catch and the point of this video: the challenges aren't over yet. Toyota, like every automaker, is feeling the squeeze of rising material and production costs. Over the last decade, the cost of raw materials like steel, aluminum, and even the lithium needed for hybrid batteries has skyrocketed. Automakers have had no choice but to absorb some of these costs while passing others on to the consumer. As a result, the vehicles are getting pricier, but not necessarily better. The 2024 Toyota Tacoma's price, for example, has surged compared to previous years. And while the added features like a sleeker design and more advanced safety tech might look good on paper, many buyers feel the value proposition isn't what it used to be. The sticker shock has left some loyalists scratching their heads, wondering if Toyota is still the affordable yet reliable brand they fell in love with. There are also issues with turbocharged engines. On paper, they seem like a logical step forward, especially with stricter fuel economy regulations. These engines are undeniably efficient, but they come with a catch: they demand more maintenance. For years, Toyota's naturally aspirated engines were celebrated for their simplicity and rugged reliability. With turbocharged engines, even minor lapses in maintenance can snowball into costly repairs. And we all know modern consumers aren't exactly diligent about upkeep. Yes, some of the blame lies with us, the consumers. Toyota's buyers, lulled by promises of extended service intervals, often skip essential maintenance like oil changes and tire rotations. This set-it-and-forget-it mindset accelerates wear and tear, with the car shouldering the blame instead of the owner. But the competition isn't giving Toyota any breathing room either. Tesla, Hyundai, and BMW are rewriting the rules of the game. Tesla's EVs alone have reshaped consumer expectations, while Hyundai's luxury arm, Genesis, is stealing the spotlight with its blend of quality and innovation. But wait, things get even more troubling. Toyota's domestic market dominance is slipping. In Japan, where Toyota has long been king, their market share is shrinking. According to Nikkei Asia, Toyota's sales in Japan fell by 3.7% in 2023, as younger consumers lean towards smaller, more affordable vehicles or abandon car ownership altogether. The situation in China is even worse. Once seen as a cornerstone of Toyota's global strategy, the Chinese market has become a battleground they're struggling to win. Fierce competition from local brands like BYD and Geely has pushed Toyota sales down by a staggering 18% in 2023. For a company that invested billions in this market, it's a massive blow. And if you thought that was all bad, let's talk about recalls. In 2024, Toyota faced another PR nightmare with a massive recall involving 12,000 Tundra and Sequoia vehicles over tire assembly issues. For a brand built on reliability, headlines like these are devastating. Once again, the bad news doesn't stop there. Global production challenges are also piling up. From chip shortages to logistical headaches, Toyota has had to contend with one issue after another. In November 2024, Toyota reported a 6.2% year-on-year drop in global production, marking their 10th consecutive month of decline. So, it's pretty clear Toyota is facing some of the toughest challenges in its history. But hold on, because what we're about to tell you might just change the game for the entire industry. Just last week, news broke about Nissan, Honda, and Mitsubishi exploring a blockbuster merger. If it happens, this would create the world's third largest automaker, with a whopping 46 billion pounds in annual sales. So, where does this leave Toyota? Naturally, it ramps up the competition. Toyota has enjoyed dominance in the Japanese market for decades, but a merger of this magnitude could shake things up. By pooling their resources, Nissan, Honda, and Mitsubishi could supercharge their production capacity, accelerate innovation, and even price their vehicles more aggressively. And as we mentioned earlier, brands like BYD and NIO are already making significant dents in Toyota's market share across Asia. A merged Japanese titan could help counter this rising threat, but it also leaves Toyota in a precarious position. It's hard to predict, but this merger might just force them to evolve faster than they've planned. Maybe they'll double down on hybrids and hydrogen vehicles. Maybe they'll push deeper into the EV race. Or, here's a wild thought, maybe Toyota considers a merger of its own. Could you imagine a Toyota-Nissan partnership? The memes would be wild. Introducing the all-new Corolla Juke Hybrid. Half compact sedan, half funky crossover. Okay, jokes aside, the possibility of more industry consolidation isn't off the table. If Toyota can successfully innovate without losing its core identity, there's no reason they can't maintain their position as one of the world's leading automakers. But if they continue stumbling, like with recent recalls and production issues, the road ahead will be much tougher. Alright, before we wrap up, let's bring it all back to you guys, the prospective Toyota buyer. If you're wondering whether a Toyota is still worth your hard-earned money, here's some practical advice to help you make the best decision. First off, stick to models that have a proven track record. Cars like the RAV4, Camry, and even the Highlander Hybrid continue to live up to Toyota's reputation for dependability. They're safe bets. But if you're eyeing something newer, the 2024 Tundra, do your homework. The new tech and engines are exciting, but they're also more prone to issues. Just something to keep in mind. Next, even the most reliable car will fail you if you skip maintenance. This is especially true for Toyota's newer turbocharged and hybrid engines that need a little extra TLC. So keep up with the oil changes, checkups, and services. Okay, if the price of a brand new Toyota feels steep, and let's be honest, they've gone up a lot, look into certified pre-owned options. You'll save money and you'll still get a car that's been thoroughly inspected and backed by Toyota. Lastly, don't overlook recalls. Yes, Toyota has had its fair share recently, but they're also quick to fix issues. make sure you register your car so you'll get notified if a recall affects you. At the end of the day, Toyota is still a solid choice. It's not perfect, but if you go in with realistic expectations, do a little research, and take care of your car, you'll probably drive it for years without much hassle. And that's a wrap. So, what do you think? Is Toyota's reliability really slipping? Or is it just a victim of changing times? Let us know in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to check out our recent video on best automotive innovations of the last 30 years. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.